Welcome back, everyone. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing amazing, and I do hope your week is going fine. I hope you enjoy your weekend because we're jumping straight into another week. And yes, we have a lot to talk about today. Before we actually jump into anything, I would want you to help support the channel. So if this is your first time watching the video, please don't forget to subscribe. If this is not your first time, don't forget to like the video. All right, it goes a whole long way. Right. So let's jump straight into the video properly. And today we're going to be kicking off with fundamentals, the economic calendar, as usual. So what do we have next week? It's a lot. We can call next week the Fed week. Okay. And don't forget that we had the new Fed chairman testimony last week. There was a lot discussed. I would advise you to go and catch up on it. Okay. I'm not sure if Kevin Walsh has already been confirmed as the new Fed chairman, but I would say that you should also take a look at. Let me actually check from here. As Kelvin Walsh, as Kevin Walsh been confirmed as the new Fed chair. So, okay, this is it right here. As you can see, Kelvin Walsh, he will not be Trump shock puppet, okay? And I'm not sure it's been confirmed yet. I don't know. Investigation. Okay, so nothing has been confirmed yet, but I guess probably there is another round of interviews and before the confirmation. So keep a close eye on that. All right. But before that, let's take a look and talk about the fundamentals. Before then, let me quickly take a listen to my audio to be sure that everything is still going fine over there. Okay, I think it's all still good. All right. So right here, right now, we have a lot to talk about. As you can see right here, we have on Tuesday. On Monday, there's no data. As you can see, we have a very flat data on Monday. On Tuesday, we have the Japanese yen, Bank of Japan policy rate, monetary policy statement, Bank of Japan outlook, and the press conference. Okay, we have Tuesday is literally dedicated for the Bank of Japan policy statement and the interest rate decisions, everything that comes with interest rate. And as you can see right here, they are staying and leaving everything unchanged, okay, which is something that I kind of expected as well, okay, but not as much as we are getting. So that is something you also want to pay close attention to because the Bank of Japan, for now, are staying nimble and they are deciding not to change anything, which is kind of expected. Okay, so that is that number one. On Tuesday, I mean on Wednesday, we have the Australian CPI. Okay, we have the Australian CPI month on month, Australian CPI year on year, and Australian trim CPI. Now, last week we got NZD, we got the NZD CPI, and it came quite higher than expected. Meaning inflation in New Zealand is actually going higher and higher gradually, which kind of sprouts NZD dollar up. Okay, made it jump up. However, I think it happened on Wednesday. On Thursday, it kind of slowed down a little bit later. The overall NZD dollar, in my personal opinion, is still quite bullish. I'm still holding my NZD dollar buy, but I already closed like a chunk load of the position also. But again, I'm still holding a decent amount of my position. I'm still holding it. So that's that. On the same Wednesday, the Bank of Canada is also having monetary policy statement, the overnight rate, which is still expected to come unchanged. The same thing goes on the same Wednesday. The Fed, the United States Federal Reserve, okay, they're also releasing their statement. Okay, which decision is being made, everything, including the press conference. So that's also 3.75, expected not to remain unchanged. So all these things are very important, but you can see unchanged. The only thing that can make anything quite sporadic based on all this data is if there is a change. Okay, if they increase it, that means if they hike it or they cut it, which I don't really think it's gonna happen. Because if you take a look at what we have right here, that is the yes, right here, we have the rate probability and Bank of Japan 5% hike. Okay, there is 5% chance that they are going to hike their rate. That is not something you want to trust. All right, 5%, it's not going to happen. So that's that for that. And I'm coming. Let's take a look at Fed, United States unchanged. They also have a plan not to cut their rates, okay, remain unchanged. So that's also very possible. Any probability of them cutting rates? I don't think so. Okay, I don't think so actually. So that remain the same. ECB, I'm not sure we have ECB data next week. No, we don't. I think it happened last week. So ECB 0.8% possibility or probability of them hiking their rates. That's also not enough, in my opinion. It is not enough. So we're not gonna leave that at that. Bank of England 7.2%. This is actually very small, right? 7.2% that they're gonna hike rate in the next meeting. I mean, these are the probability website though. So it's not like it's just probability, right? Bank of Canada, 8% that they're gonna cut rate. Nah, they're not gonna cut it. All right, so that was a part of it. 8%, not enough. At least if I can start considering a probability, then maybe 15% or 25%, then maybe I can consider that. But if anything below 15%, I don't think I will consider it. So, on as you can see right here, they also plan to leave it unchanged. So I guess that's why the probability is like that. And lastly, Reserve Bank of Australia, 74% hike. Now this is something. Now this means that there is high possibility that Reserve Bank of Australia is going to hike their rates. Okay, and that is very problematic. Okay, so if we go back to the calendar, is there anything from Reserve Bank of Australia? Not yet. So what date are they going to be releasing their rate in the next 8 days? So in the next 8 days, that should be 5th of May. There is a Reserve Bank of Australia rate statement, policy statement, everything is coming. So 74% chance that they're gonna hike rate. So that's something that is actually trustworthy. So let's pay close attention to that. But in my personal opinion, I think I will go for this Reserve Bank of Australia rate hike than I would with every other ones. Okay, so that's just that, by the way. But overall, that is just what I want to share with you. Okay, I hope you find knowledge in that. Now, moving on, we have on Thursday we have Bank of England monetary policy statement also remain unchanged. We also talked about that, so just because that. Okay, yes, ECB also main refinancing rates remaining unchanged. That's fair. On Thursday again, we have the CAD GDP month to month. Also, it's expected to come 0.1% higher than previous. That's something not so bad, but let's pay attention to that. But what is very important is the United States advanced quarterly GDP right here. Okay, and it's expected to come extremely higher than previous. That is very, very big. Okay, that is very, very big. So from 0.5%, it's expected to rise to 2.2%. Now, if you ask me, I don't think that is doable. On paper, I don't really see the growth in the United States economy. I don't really see it. But does that mean it's not there? I wouldn't say no, but I don't see it. Okay, I don't see it. So I would just want to watch and wait on the advanced quarterly GDP. Okay, before I start making any interesting decision on the dollar pair. All right, so that is just that on that in my own personal and candid opinion. Okay, so that said, what else do I want us to talk about is potentially the edge finder top setup right here. I mean, no, the economic heat map right here. No, let's go to the economic data itself. No, not the data. The macros, the surprise meter. So we can see everything in its entirety. Because pound right now seems to be the strongest among them all. All right, pound seems to be the strongest. Dollar is 45%, not so strong, not strong at all, but not so weak as well. Pound is 100% strong. Now that's crazy. Pound is what 100% strong. Kiwi 29% strong. Card is 43%. Chinese yuan is 33%. Euro is 40%. Japanese yen 75%. Aussie 80%. Swiss 33%. South African around 40%. Oof, what do we do here? Now, these are the pairs I am looking forward to trade. Okay, dollar, pound, Kiwi. I'm interested in yen. I'm interested in euro. I'm also interested in Aussie. Okay, but I don't mind letting go of NZD. Okay, and I'll probably consider. I don't have anything on Swiss also. I will let go of NZD and CAD for now. I'll just focus on Aussie, the stronger ones. Okay, euro also, aside euro dollar that I'm trading, I don't have any other euro trades currently running, so that's also very interesting. But pounds, yen, and Aussie, very, very important to look into right now. Okay, very, very important currency you want to consider. So I would advise you to just pay close attention to that. And when you come to the economics of price meter, the top setup, okay, the top setup right here, you will see the copper is still very bullish, but let's take a little bit Let's take a look at the currencies. We have Australian dollar right here, bullish. We also have dollar yen, bullish. All right, and then we have pound dollar. Where is pound dollar? I saw pound dollar earlier, right here. Pound dollar is also bullish. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay, we have yen, bullish. We have Aussie, very strong. When we take a look at the economic surprise meter, we also have the pound, 100%. So, I would look into buying pound dollar, Aussie dollar. I'm already holding Aussie dollar, but I might want to add it to that. Dollar yen, I'm not very comfortable buying it, honestly, but we have to take a look at that as well. On the bearish side, we have Swiss yen, Kiwi yen, Euro Aussie, and Euro GBP. I've not really looked into Euro GBP in a very long time, but maybe I will add it to the pair that we're going to be talking about today, just to have a closer look at it. But I don't think I will sell Euro Aussie, but I might consider selling Euro GBP. Okay, and Swiss yen bearish. Swiss yen is very bullish, right? So I'll just wait this one out. I'm not going to be selling Swiss yen for sure, but Euro yen on the other hand, I'm counter trend. It's an intraday trade. I'm trading right now. I'm just shorting it for a while. We'll see how that goes as well. So overall, this is looking very skimmish. I don't want to talk about the minor pairs a lot. That's why I actually picked the major ones, especially on the bullish side. But when you take a look at Russell, I don't think we should talk about all of that. Maybe in another video. Right. So I guess that is where I'm sitting right now. On pound dollar bullish strong, I'll buy. Aussie dollar, I will add. Dollar yen, I'm not sure I'll be buying. Okay. So that could be something interesting. There's something interesting there. I can't really lay my finger on it, but let's take a look at the chart. Okay, let's take a look at the chart first off. So we're going to be starting with Euro dollar. Let me add Euro GBP. Okay. Euro GBP to the watch. Maybe there's something there that we should look into together. But when we get there, we're going to check it out. So first off, on dollar index. Okay, don't forget last week I said that there is possibility of us getting a retest of this 50% Fibonacci, and that somehow happened last week Thursday, and on Friday we got this massive rejection right there. So there is high possibility that dollar index is about time to start dropping to the downside. Okay, provided that price stays below this particular region right here, which is at what, at 98.96 to 98.85. Okay, if the market stays below this zone right here, 98.96 and 98.85, then there's a high possibility that we're all just going to get a further deterioration in the price of the dollar index. Okay, anything that makes dollar index break above this pullback, then there's a high possibility that we're just going to get another rally to the upside, probably back to 100.50. So for now on dollar index, this is how I see it. Okay, I am considering holding some short on dollar index. Okay, maybe when the market open, if there's no gap to the downside, okay, if there's no gap to the downside, I will probably hold a short on this one. Okay, I'll probably take a short right around this region right there, and maybe expect another drop, a further drop to the downside. So let's take a look at that. Let's pay close attention to it. But don't forget the region I gave you earlier, 98.995, or let's just say 89 or 99 region to 99.86. Okay, so if the market stays right below that region, then you're good to go. So that's that on dollar index. Let's talk a little about the trade I have running right now. Don't forget, on NZD dollar, we discussed this last week that there's a high possibility that we can buy NZD dollar, right? But there's just no clarity yet at the time. Okay, there were no clarity, but now I think we're getting something super clear. Although I still wouldn't join these, and I think you all should know why, because of the Fibonacci. Okay, I like 50% to 61.8 Fibonacci, and right here we are not getting it. Okay, we are not what? We are not getting it. So I will not be touching it. It only came to like this particular region around that 23 point something. So that is not good enough for me. I wouldn't mind getting something like this back to this zone, and then I will look for buy on NZD dollar moving forward. But if you're comfortable buying from here, yeah, you can go for it. Okay. But as for me, I don't think I will be going for it. I will just hold on to this one I took right here, and I'll leave it alone for now. So that is that on NZD dollar. Euro US dollar, I took a buy on Friday. I share it in our Discord server. Also, if you want to join our Discord server, please take a look at the link in the bio. It's the free community where we share trades and you can communicate with other members. All right, people with advanced knowledge, probably than you, or maybe you want to share your own ideas. Okay, we have the free version and we have the premium version in the same server. On the same server. So it's all left to you if you're interested or not. Okay, so but for now, I want you to join the community though. It's gonna help you. Okay, it helps everybody. So I took a buy on this one. I shared it in the Discord server as well. Euro dollar closed on Friday quite bullish. So I want to see the market to just continue to the upside from there. But overall, I think Euro dollar, in my opinion, has a very big chance to retesting this particular region right here, that 1.1930 region, right around here. I think there is possibility of Euro dollar actually retesting that particular region right there before maybe a drop or maybe a break above it, and the market will come back to this demand, this supply zone at the top here at that 1.2150. Then the market will now drop. All right. But for now, nothing is clear, just what we can see, and that's what we are trading. And what I see right here is what? Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, potential higher high is coming. So just pay close attention to this and watch up very, very closely. USDCHF, I added to my short on dollar Swiss. Okay, I took it on a swing trade and I took it on an intraday as well. Intraday was a little bit dramatic because it almost traded me out, but the one I took right here on the swing is still making sense. And even on the intraday, we might in fact just change it to like a swing position later. And I've been shorting dollar Swiss for a while now, just that the market trailed me out around here. So I took another one after this push to the downside. The market pulled back correctively back to what 58. I mean 0.5% Fibonacci right here. So market go back to 0.5 Fibonacci level. I took a short, and now we're expecting another drop to the downside on USDC chart. So dollar Swiss, watch out for it. It looks good, considering that the market is still very much bearish on a bigger scale. On the daily time frame, all the way to 12 hours and 8 hours maximally, I think dollar Swiss is still very much bearish. So watch out very closely. Dollar card, I didn't get out of trade out of my dollar card, and I was unable to add to the trade because if I'm gonna add to the trade, I'll probably add to it right around this particular order block. All right, then we can look for short opportunity moving to the downside. But for now, market only like on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it went up, and then on Friday, it's already coming down. So maybe when the market open on Monday or Sunday evening, then we see if there's gonna be a gap to the upside or to the downside, or there's gonna be a gap at all. Okay, moving on to Ethereum. Ethereum, I'm still holding a short on Ethereum, but I think this can be very problematic as well, as I'm expecting a potential leg higher, okay, before the market actually start dropping heavy on Ethereum. Okay, there's a chance that we can in fact see another leg higher like this. Okay, back to like that 2,500 region, to like this region right here. Okay, back to this region, maybe 2,500 or 2,600 before Ethereum started dropping to the downside. So if you get something like this, there is high probability that I will probably be joining. So that should be something that we should look into on Ethereum. But I took a short right here, and the second one will be right above here. So one here, the second will be right there. So anything that makes Ethereum breaks above 3,750, okay, 2,750, I'll probably be closing my short, and I'll be looking for buy opportunity from there. So let's pay close attention to that on Ethereum. It's not bad at all. Bitcoin was a good one because I took a short last week as well, around Wednesday or Tuesday thereabout. After the full retest of this particular supply zone, we got a divergence. The market rejected it on the daily time frame. Okay, daily candle right here looks very, very bearish. Like that's a very bearish candle right there. Okay, look at this one on the daily time frame. So I just took a shot around this region, and I was actually very glad that the market closed bearish because that's a very good sign that yes, there's possibility that the market can actually start coming down. When you have such a bearish candle on the daily, okay, it's kind of signal something like that. But overall, we are saying that on Saturday and Sunday now, it's going back up gradually. So let's see how that goes. My stop loss is still far, far above. I'm using like a 9,000 pip kind of like stop loss. So we shall see how that goes. Okay. So that's that on Bitcoin. Now let's talk about gold. Gold, I've been shorting gold. I was actually trailed out on my one of my trade on gold. But then again, this one is not bad. Although I'm losing my focus, or that's I'm not losing my focus actually. I'm losing my interest here in selling gold. And I'll tell you why. Because over time we've seen a retest of this particular support multiple times now. Okay, and the market make a very jumpy rejection from it. Okay, since this particular region, it jumped up, it jumped up, it jumped up. So right here, it seems like it could as well jump up from that support. So I don't really want to hold on to the bag that I know there is high possibility that the market just go against me, and I still want to hold on to it. That's not my game plan. But at the same time, I don't want to rush out of the trade. So we shall see how this goes. But if we get a break below this particular region, that should be the 4,600 region right here, 4,605 region. Okay, that 4,605 region. We get a break below it and a very nice pullback. We can actually target 41, 41, 45 region as a final target on the short before we can now see maybe a bullish correction all the way to the upside. Okay, so that is my take on gold. If it breaks below 46,005, then we are good for another short. I'll probably add to this one. But if not, then this particular zone right here, the market can continue to range in this box. Okay, up, down, up, down. You get what I'm saying? I just know that one day the market will break to the upside or it will break to the downside. There's going to be a breakout. It's not going to last like this forever. So that might be something you really want to watch out for or pay close attention to if you are not interested in trading Bitcoin. So EURUSD, I told you I'm counter trending this trade. I'm shorting it very closely. However, after the extension, right, I think we are getting a zigzag correction. Okay, a zigzag corrective wave. We have B, and probably we're going to see C around this region before the market now continues to go back up again. So personally, I would say that I'm actually quite fortunate that I get to enjoy this particular move. Okay, I get to enjoy this particular move, but again, there is no clarity yet. Okay, there is no clarity here. I took a shot around here. Okay, I took one here, I took another one here, right here. This is the one I share on the signal, and I took another one right at the top here. So maybe we're going to join another one there because we're getting a rejection candle, a bearish rejection candle there. And ultimate target is still going to be 185, 185.20, okay, and 184.65. These are going to be my two targets on on EURUSD, okay, 185.20 or 185.65. Excuse me, 184.65 right here. That should be my target on EURUSD short sell. So let's watch out for that as well. Pound dollar. Now, pound dollar is a very problematic one because first off, I was expecting a deeper dip. Okay, something like this. Back to the zone for me to now start looking for buy on pound dollar. But what happened instead was, don't forget what we saw earlier. We have pound as a currency at 100%. Okay, surprise meter, economic surprise meter. So that means that pound is very strong right now. While dollar is at 45%. I think 45 to 43%. Okay, and that doesn't scream strength to me when it comes to the US dollar. Okay, it doesn't scream strength to me. So I guess we could see pound dollar actually breaking above boundaries and maybe making a run for it. Okay, making a potential run for it all the way to the upside. So watch out for that on pound dollar. Euro dollar, I think we discussed euro dollar already that I took a buy, so that's good. Platinum, don't forget last time on Edge Finder we saw platinum bullish, right? I think that already disappeared from here, but I think there's a way we can check that asset scored. So let's take a look at platinum. That should be PLAT, platinum. All right, so platinum is now reading +3. Okay, it has actually dropped a whole lot of points. Okay, it's now reading +3, so that doesn't really scream bullish to me. It's actually neutral. So I guess that is the reason why we are here. Okay, because the goal is not to just analyze the market and trade it. The goal is majorly for you to be able to capitalize on any kind of market situation. Okay, any kind of market situation. So when you analyze something and it doesn't play the way you want to play, or maybe your fundamentals is not showing a good sign, or is not in tangent with your technicals, you need to know how to maneuver yourself. Okay, you can do two things: avoid it completely, or you can maneuver yourself. Okay, that's professionalism for you. All right, but it's your choice. You can maneuver and make lemon out of lemonade, or you can just avoid it completely and avoid the lemon and the lemonade completely. You're not interested. Okay, but in my personal opinion, I think based on what we also saw on gold, platinum has a bigger chance of. I mean, the same thing we had, or the same thing we discussed on gold. Okay, a break below here, a corrective move, that will confirm this trend line, and then maybe further sell off, okay, in the price of platinum as well. But we just need to see the break below here. If not, it can also as well be what it can be dancing in this range like this, okay, for the time being. So I also would not shy away from this potential range because it is there, okay. Resistance, 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 support, 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 support. Simple as that. Okay. So it could either break below support or break above resistance, but it's not even at that resistance yet. So I guess The bearish side is still where we can be leaning towards, pending the time that the bullish side will show an actual face. And the bullish side remain a breakable there, a pullback, and then we can now wait for further rally to the upside on platinum, maybe around there or around there or around there. So you might want to watch out very closely on platinum. All right, dollar yen. Dollar yen is another one that I really want to sell, counter trend trade, but I don't want to rush into it. Okay, I wouldn't mind see another drop below this particular region, a pullback and a sell-off. Okay, we've seen a range at the top here. So the next thing that's gonna come after a range is what? The whole lot of water. Okay, just like a dark cloud. After a dark thick cloud, what happened? Rain start falling. Okay, rain start falling. So that is exactly what we are getting on dollar yen now. Okay, it's ranging a dark thick cloud, ranging. So the next thing is either a break to the downside or maybe a break to the upside, right? So now as a trader, while you are waiting right at the bottom here, you need to be ready. You need to be prepared, okay, so that you don't miss it. Because sometimes it might just break, do a 5 minute pullback, then it continues to drop moving forward. So you really don't want to miss out on what? On dollar yen whenever it's ready. So watch out for it. Right now, I'm leaning towards counter trend trade to sell dollar yen. Okay. So we shall see how that goes. On Aussie Swiss, I think it's the analysis is clear enough for you guys, right? A retest of this particular structure at the top here, a rejection from there, or a retest of this particular structure right there, a rejection from there. So those are the two reasons I will be selling AUDUSD. Also, another counter trend trade. So watch out for that. Aussie card, I don't think I have anything on Aussie card though. I'll keep Aussie card to myself. Brent oil, I think UK oil, which is Brent. It's also a little bit problematic right now because of the whole debacle in the Middle East. Okay, minus the Middle East nonsense, I think we'll be good. Okay, I think we'll be good. But now it's happening. There's nothing we can do about it. We still need to make lemon out of this. I mean, we have to make lemonade out of this particular lemon that we are getting from the market as well. So Aussie card, I'm not sure, but I want to counter trend to trade, but I'm not sure yet. So I'm going to leave it alone. All right. Same thing on Brent also. I'd rather just buy than sell it. Okay, I'd rather just buy than sell it. So whenever Brent drops better to the downside, okay, maybe something like this. Okay, yeah, right here, Brent, then we can look for buy opportunity from there. Maybe when it drops to this particular region, we can look for buy opportunity from there. CAD JPY, I don't really think I have anything on CAD JPY per se. I don't think so. I'm gonna remove it. I don't have anything on CAD JPY. Euro Aussie, a friend of mine, like a student, shared this analysis with me, and I kind of dig it. Okay, I really want to buy Euro Aussie as well, but there is no clear entry just yet. Okay, there's no clear entry just yet. So maybe if it breaks above like this, okay, then we can start buying comfortably. All right, this is how it's gonna look for me. If we break above here, break above this particular high, break above it, that will be the time that I will consider buying Euro. Okay, that will be the only time I will consider buying Euro. Outside of that, I will just sit on my hands and watch how it all play out. All right, so I think I brought out Euro GBP earlier on. So Euro GBP on H finder is reading bearish, and that is very significant. And that is the reason why I'm also kind of like leaning bearish slightly because of what we saw on the edge finder. And I also kind of like the setup from the top. Okay, the setup from the very top. So with time, I think we're gonna get something very decent from this demand. Okay, good. So I think with time, we're going to get something very decent from Euro GBP, something like this. Maybe a break to the downside, a pullback, and a continuation. Don't forget we have a very decent trend, bearish trend right here. Okay, and also I think we have a kind of an expanding channel, right? The channel is expanding. The channel is expanding, right? We have lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and maybe another lower low. Okay, maybe this time around it's gonna even retest the lower band of this channel. Okay, if you actually end up retesting the lower band of this channel, then the lower low will be quite deeper, and that would be very good. But overall, I would prefer this kind of move. The break to the downside like this, break to the downside, the pullback, and then the continuation to the downside. This right here is what I would be expecting. Okay, but this particular move, I'm not sure I will be joining for now. Okay, so that is my take on Euro GBP. So watch out for that. And WTI, I think we've already covered WTI when we were talking about Brent, but let's talk about WTI in a very brief minute before I go. So WTI, I'm still waiting for this correction though. Okay, this full correction to that region and potentially another one around there. Okay, so we can actually better understand how to trade the GBP. GBP is an headache kind of pair that it gives you a lot of headache. All right, especially when you're just trying to when you are beginning to trade forex market, it gives you a whole lot of headache. But don't be dismayed, don't be scared. It's normal to happen. Your goal is to make sure that you plan yourself very, very well. So I would say that we have a little bit of a triangle on what's it called again? That's what we can call it triangle, right? A triangle right here. I don't know if I will call it ABC. I mean, this could be a what's it called? What's the name of this triangle? I've forgotten, guys. All right, contrasting, maybe a running flat triangle, okay? Maybe a running triangle, something like that. Something of that nature is what we're probably having now. So maybe we're going to get like, this is A, B, C, D. We're going to get E, okay? And the market will just fly to themselves, okay? So I'm saying, where is this A, B, C, D, E stuff? Okay, so we have A, B, C, D, E, and maybe E around here. Okay, and the market will now what? And the market will now just start going what? Going up, crazy. Excuse me. Okay, yeah. Maybe the market will now start going up from there. Okay, after that we tested E, excuse me. So that should be when we can now expect the market to start going higher. Okay, so please don't play around, don't get distracted, don't get dismayed. Wait. Okay, is that a tool that will make you so much money moving forward? Well, your patience is expected, and it's always going to be welcome. So should we talk about silver? Let's talk about silver for a minute. Let's go to the 4 hour time frame on silver to explain it very well. Silver, on the other hand, is breaking out of that bullish channel that had run for like a while now. Okay, you need see this channel right here. It has broken out of it. Okay, we have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. I mean, not higher high though. We have a range, then we have another high, then we have a low, we have another higher high, then we now have like a market shift. Okay, market has already broken this particular key zone right here. So now what is left is what? Is it going to continue this way? All right, is it going to continue this way, or is just going to stop at the top here and then continue to the upside like this? Okay, that's also very possible. All right, because I mean the fact that it slightly break out of that bearish channel, I mean bullish channel, doesn't mean that is the end of everything and the market will just continue to sell off. No, okay, it could just be like a little break of this particular region, and then tomorrow you will see this particular guy silver all the way to the upside. So that's something you need to pay attention to as well. So on that note, guys, if you have moving forward, if you have any pair you want me to analyze during the week, drop the message in the comment section. Okay, I will see you next week. I hope I've covered everything that we do cover. We cover all the major pairs, man, as AUD or dollar. We cover crypto, we cover commodities, the top one, the important ones. So I will say let's take a look at them together, and I will see you next week. Have a fabulous day. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to connect with us on the